John Woo's newest film, Silent Night, is now out in theaters. Is it any good? Let's find out right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to be reviewing Silent Night, which just hit theaters. Before we get started, make sure to leave a like. It helps out a lot. I'm going to read a quick plot synopsis just so you know what the movie is about. On Christmas Eve, a man witnesses the death of his young son when the boy gets caught in crossfire between warring gangs. Recovering from a wound that cost him his voice, he soon embarks on a bloody and grueling quest to punish those responsible. Alright, so as I said before, this movie is directed by John Woo. I really have to be honest here. I've only seen one other John Woo flick outside of this, and I saw Mission Impossible 2 because I always watch the Mission Impossible movies, and I found out just this year that that one was directed by John Woo. I gotta say, I didn't care for Mission Impossible 2. I thought it was just a mess action-wise. Way too much slow-mo. I thought it was just overall very funny compared to the other Mission Impossible movies, what they were going for. I don't know what John Woo was going for that one, but it didn't really work for me too much. And yeah, I haven't seen any of his other films, so if you've seen a lot of John Woo films, tell me your favorites. I want to, watch some really great John Woo films. This one, though, I kind of feel a little conflicted on this one, because I do, I'm kind of positive on it, but at the same time, I was disappointed by it because the trailer I thought was so sweet, so awesome, had all this great action. But this one just left me disappointed, but, I still am probably gonna give it a positive score. I still liked parts of this one. This one is built on an interesting concept of like no dialogue. There's a little bit of dialogue, but it's really small bits of dialogue that you do get from like not your main characters. So I really thought that concept was pretty sweet, but I needed more dialogue. The silent concept, it really got old after like 30 minutes into the movie. Because you just have a lot of these scenes where the characters are just looking at each other, just you get the close-ups on their eyes, just so you can really feel the emotions. But at the same time, I really do needed I need some people to speak in this movie, because it just didn't work. After a little bit, it just got a little too silly for me. Even though they built that around the movie, you go into it knowing it's going to be a silent movie. It just didn't work for me as much as I wanted to. I feel like it could have worked a lot better if it was like action packed every single second of this movie. I think a good, I think a good thing that this movie should have done was have the secondary characters like allowed to speak. But Joel Kinnaman, his character, I don't think he should have been able to speak, of course, because he got shot in the neck. He can't speak. But I think the secondary characters, supporting characters in this one, should have been able to speak to him and have more conversations, because I thought that was missing. I feel like you should have one character be silent the whole movie, which is your main character, but I thought the secondary characters should have been able to speak. I think that would have made the concept a little better, because having like no dialogue in a movie in this day and age is just hard to do, very hard to do, because a lot of people lose attention. I was kind of losing a little bit of attention by that second act, just because how slow it was getting. But I don't think that was like the issue for me. I think a lot of other people are gonna have a big issue with that. But I think the secondary characters should have been able to speak. So let's get to the cast of this one. We have Joel Kinnaman as the lead, and he can't really do a lot in this one because he can't talk. So it all just has to be through those facial features and what he says through his face and all that, his facial emotions. And I thought he did a pretty good job for what he was really given in this movie. I wish in this first and second acts that he, had some more action moments, because his action moments in the third act were handled pretty well. Kid Cudi is also in this movie, one of my favorite artists. He's just slowly becoming an actor now, I guess, because he was in X from last year. Now he's in this. I'm not sure if he's going to be in more stuff, but I would be happy to see him in more stuff. Hopefully stuff that he can actually talk in, because I want him to talk in his roles. But it's kind of funny that Kid Cudi is now becoming, I wouldn't say a big actor, but he's getting some more roles, I would say. So the cast is good, but they can't really talk, so I didn't really know what to say about them. The action here, as I said, I was kind of disappointed by the action, even though there's great action in the third act. There's there's not a lot of action in that first and second act. You have the opening scene where there's some cool action scenes, but this movie is also nowhere near the best action of the year. Nowhere near like John Wick, Mission Impossible, or something like Extraction 2. I don't think the action is anywhere near that. Has a couple of slow-mo scenes that I wasn't a big fan of. I'm not the biggest fan of slow-mo. Some people are. I know that's like kind of John Woo's thing, but I'm not really the biggest fan of that. I think that kind of brings me to the pace of the movie. It is a very slow first and second act. And as I said, the no dialogue thing doesn't really help that. It just kind of, makes it go down even more. And there's not a lot of action in those first and second acts. I wish there was. I was kind of sold on the movie thinking it was going to be just an action-packed adventure the whole time. But the third act is basically where all the action was and all the trailer action was, which was kind of disappointing to me. But the third act also, I got to give it props. The action was good. All the shots in the trailers, I do love that action. But I just needed more. I needed more of that action just to give me, a better time in this movie. I wish John Woo really went there. I think he tried to make it more of a character drama piece, which it didn't really work too much because you have no dialogue in there. I just wanted a full out action movie like a John Wick movie. And this movie is kind of funny. It made me want to watch John Wick 4 again, which I'll probably do tomorrow because I really do want to watch that again just to see an action blockbuster. But, I wish this one was a little bit better. Left me disappointed. But overall, Silent Night, it wasn't a bad time. It was just fine. I wish it had more action. Joel Kinnaman was pretty good. Kid Cudi, like to see him in more roles. So I'm gonna give Silent Night a 6 out of 10. Let me know, did you guys go watch Silent Night in theaters? If you did, leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.